Test my D, test my D.
You've been waiting all week to say that, haven't you?
Actually.
Hey, listen to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 87. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan. Today we're going to continue the arc of the monoproblematic by talking about Big Daddy Black. Now hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What's going down?
A whole ton is going down. We've reached the beginning of the middle point of the arc of the monoproblematic. Today we're going to talk about, I think, your favorite color, black.
100%.
And we're going to address its shortcomings as we think they are and as CCO Nation has told us on social media what they think they are, and we're going to address them in what I think is a surprising and very cool deck.
Oh, man, it's so fun. I wanted to build this deck. But the thing about it is every mono black deck we build for the show, I want to build. So, I don't know.
It's just your thing.
It's kind of my thing.
I'm the same way with some of the red ones, or the green ones, or the red and the green ones, as I'm sure most people would know.
It's a bad day. Bad weekend.
Yeah, it was gnarly out here. Up here.
Snow. It is not black outside. I mean, it's nighttime, so it looks black, but it's white. Snow everywhere. Freezing rain.
Yeah, I drove home from Edmonton, went out there with Kyla, and it's minus 11, and it's goddamn raining.
What in the actual?
Yeah, like, if you've ever wondered specifically if God hates you, just drive on the highway while it's raining and it's minus 11. My car hood froze shut, so I could barely get it open to get the windshield de-icer in there.
You had to get the rock to rock bottom you onto the hood of your car to break the ice on the edges?
I actually had to Hulk hammer it to get the ice off.
Well, you could have been in my situation. A stupid idiot deer ran into the side of my wife's vehicle.
Wait, the deer hit your car?
Very much so.
The car didn't hit the deer hit the car.
Yeah, and the next day I drove it. All that was left was a head and a whole just like dog pile of ravens.
Wow.
I'm glad that sucker's dead. And blew the transmission in 2 other vehicles, and the brakes in my other truck are leaking.
Wow.
We suck. You know what? It's hard alcohol season, I think.
Yeah, it's wintertime. It's bust out the JD.
Yeah, no, I definitely drank like a gallon of cough syrup before I came here.
I was trying to convince Kyla that we should do shots before we came and do the show.
Oh!
But she actually has to go and work, so maybe we can do shots after the show.
That sounds great and terrible and then great again. You redeemed yourself.
That's what I like to do.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe CCO Nation deserves like a not a drunk bonus episode, but something from the bar, right? Like I just redid the tile at my bar in my basement. Maybe that's the thing.
Could be.
CCO Nation, let us know if you want some little bit more candid YouTube content maybe.
Can we be drinking on YouTube? Is that allowed?
100%. There are definitely people whose whole channels are dedicated to doing beer reviews, and they are not sponsored by the beer companies. They just buy them and drink them and review them, and some of them suck, and they tell them that they suck.
Wow. So we just drink good beer and then tell each other that we suck.
I would drink shitty beer and say that it sucks and say that I like you. Or what you said.
All right. Well, maybe that could be a thing.
Let us know if you want to see some additional YouTube content now that we're there.
Yeah, you can let us know on the YouTube content, and while you're at it, get yourself entered into our ARCS giveaway.
Oh, that was an excellent segue.
Oh, yeah.
You know how I know you're in radio? My wife's dad said he heard the Gorm say, "Hey, who do we have next, Brando?" on the radio, and then he was like, "Hey, I know that guy.
I've seen that. I bought that guy a beer once. That's awesome."
You were talking about our giveaway for YouTube.
Absolutely. So, for every week that we've been doing this show, we have had a card of the week. And it's usually something kind of janky, but this week, as we're tuning up monocolored decks to help them fill in the holes that are in their game, we're going to give you an actual Commander playable foil for each color of the Magic Rainbow. And all you have to do to get entered is subscribe to us on YouTube, or leave us a good comment, or like something. It doesn't actually have to be a good comment. You can tell us we suck. We don't mind. We can take it. We're grown-ups.
But we don't suck, do we? I hope not.
I don't think so, actually. I read the YouTube comments.
Uh-oh.
I sat down and I read all of them.
Did you wear a suit of armor?
I did, actually. I put on a breastplate and a gas mask, because I know that sometimes the comment section get pretty hairy. But thanks, everybody. You It's been quite nice. Very pleasant. Somebody called me Bae. I don't know what that means, but hey.
That's like saying babe, but without the B.
Oh, that's awesome. Like somebody said Brando is Bae, and I don't even care if they were joking. That really did make my day. So that's super cool.
In that case, it might have been a typo.
Don't care. I'm going to take it. I'm taking it. I'm taking it home, and I framed it. I actually took a picture of it with my phone, sent it to Kyla. She thought it was fun.
And she wants to beat up whoever that person is. Who's calling my man Bae? And that's probably what she's saying. And she would make that voice too.
She probably would, yeah.
Here's the thing. Some of the comments referenced sweet t-shirts, CCO merch, if you will.
Ooh, we do have those for us to wear.
And here's the thing. We've got a supplemental giveaway.
What?
Ooh. And that was leading. That was like listen bait. Thinking, oh, they're going to give away t-shirts. Not quite. The t-shirts are part of our stretch goal on our Patreon account. And huge shout out to the members of CCO Nation on Patreon for making the YouTube videos possible, for unlocking them, if you will. As it stands right now, we're just a touch short of our 2018 goals for the things that we have planned for 2019. As such, we are looking to start a little bit of a campaign, if you will.
Campaign? What kind of a campaign, Ryan?
Okay, here's what it is. Here's what I think it should be.
Okay.
New patrons in November and December. So basically till the end of the arc of Monoproblematic, because it's going to carry us all the way till December. New patrons, Christmas giveaway, altered cards by me.
Wow.
Everybody who signs up.
What about the people who already signed up, Ryan?
Ooh, yes. I knew that you would ask. Everybody who's a current patron is already entered for a premium altar giveaway.
Define premium.
Something better than the Christmas gifts. Not discounting the quality or goodness of the Christmas gift altars, but I'm talking about things from my own personal decks that are EDH playable, that do have, I'm going to say, a substantial monetary value.
Ooh.
Maybe some screenshots will find their way onto Facebook or Twitter or CommanderCookout.com.
Interesting. Now, what about the people who aren't patroning us, Ryan?
That's right. Nothing in CCO Nation ever behind a paywall, right?
Right.
That's part of the deal.
It's part of our deal with you guys.
Supplemental YouTube giveaway. So a like or a comment or a subscribe will get you entered into the Card of the Week giveaway for this arc. Any of our subscribers from the day this episode airs on November 20th till the end of the Monoproblematic arc, any new subscribers on YouTube entered in to another altar giveaway.
Ooh.
So you don't need to patron. If you can't, it's all good. The support and the subscriptions on YouTube are definitely appreciated because they do help our numbers get up and our show get found on search engines and all that important stuff. It's not all about the money for us, of course, but the things that we have planned for 2019 in terms of merch and expansion of the YouTube page and lights and cameras and all of those things do a little bit weigh on us financially.
Which is the worst.
Yeah.
It could be worse, actually. But, I mean, we have some support. We have a lot of support, actually, and we appreciate it. But we're pushing forward to do a little bit more stuff, and we're hoping that together we can all get there, and it's going to be awesome.
And I'm super excited to actually give some of my altars away because here's the thing. They're kind of like tattoos. Once you get one, you're fucked because you always want more. Tell me I'm wrong.
You are not wrong, actually, yeah.
Dude.
I've actually wanted to bid on lots of the auctions on the Facebook page, but I can't because that's super dirty. Because I'm,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
CCO Nation just like, what the hell? Brando's bidding on it. Like, what the hell?
What is this? But yeah, so I had to just pay you money to alter my cards.
I give him super sweet deals because he's my boy. CCO Nation, stand up. Social media coordinates?
Social media coordinates. I'll run through them fairly abbreviatedly. We are CCOPodcast on Twitter and tapped.net. That's where you can see this week's list, last week's list, next week's list, and any other list that we're going to talk about throughout the course of the arc and the course of the show. We're commandercookout@gmail.com. That's you can send us love mail, hate mail, show suggestions, ideas of what you think are the problems in the monocolored decks in EDH. No nudes.
Nudes!
And we're Commander Cookout on iTunes, Google Play, Google Machine, Facebook, YouTube, EDHrec.com. Podomatic, where we maintain a stranglehold, a vice-like stranglehold on the #1 spot, and we appreciate that very much. You can check us out at mtgonslaught.com and flipsidegaming.com. Both of those websites have CCO promo code CCOFU to get you 15 and 10% off your orders store-wide, so you can pimp your game outside the game and or get some sweet singles, playmats, that kind of stuff. And, of course, you can find all of the stuff that I just said in case you missed it, you couldn't write it down, or you weren't really paying that close of attention at our official home on the entire internet, CommanderCookout.com.
Whoa. What?
Yep, it's a short one. It's my Christmas gift to you, Ryan.
I totally tuned out and was watching the Sunday Night Football game and then was pleasantly surprised.
I'm doing what I can.
Also, pleasantly surprised. Flipside Gaming got in touch with me, and we're not shilling for them. I guess we kind of are because I'm saying this, but listen to this. We were talking about Ultimate Masters or whatever it's called, right?
Yeah.
Stay tuned for a potential preview show or what's in your cart article.
Yeah, we'll talk about it at a fair length, I assume, at some point. Everybody's doing it, and we might as well hook up the CCO bandwagon to that train, and we'll do it too.
Yeah, for sure. The boxes were like $7 trillion to pre-order them or whatever. The MSRP was like over $300, and Flipside Gaming's got them for like $299. Then if you use promo code CCOFU, you get 10% off. That's like you're saving $30.
That's excellent.
Yeah, so if you order your stuff online, order them there and get $30 in your pocket, because probably where you're from, $30 is like a case of beer.
Yeah, and if you're an American and you're planning on coming to Canada, it's like 12 cases of beer because it's like $400.
Yeah, dude, beer's so much goddamn more expensive here than anywhere else on the planet.
Oh my God.
That's unfortunate, right? Because like...
It's got an escalator tax built right into it. It gets more expensive every year.
What?
Yeah, that's a real thing. So you didn't even know that. I learned that.
I don't know what I feel about that.
I learned that because I work here. They want us to be healthy and not drink beer, so they're just going to tax us so we can't drink it anymore.
What does that mean?
Right?
You know what? It's funny. I'm a dad now, so I just buy the beer that's on sale. Yeah, I guess so. Dang it.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, darn.
Okay, so that's the social media coordinates. That's the Flipside Gaming, I guess.
It's a little plug.
That's the plug, right? Save yourself $30. And you know what? Maybe if you've saved $30 on your boxes from ordering from them, you see us at GP Calgary, GP Vegas, or wherever we show up, look for the guys in the CCO Podcast t-shirts, and you buy us beer with the money that you saved.
That makes perfect sense.
That is my master plan after all.
It is not a bad plan. I like the plan. I'm behind the plan. Master plan. Yep.
Okay. Speaking of master plan, we've got a sick plan for today's deck. Read the commandy.
Okay, now I'm going to read this commander, Ryan, and everybody, I just bear with me, okay? Because I promise you this isn't what we're doing. So just bear with me. We're doing Razaketh the Foul-Blooded. Ugh. He is an 8/8 flying trampling demon for black 5. Pay 3 life, sack another bro, search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, shuffle your library.
Sick.
That sounds like a degenerate monstrosity of a combo deck, Ryan.
So here's the thing. Wait a second. No. Well, I mean, it could be. I mean, it is. Here's the thing. Let me go back to what I first was going to say. 8 mana, hit somebody 3 times, win the game.
We're not building a Voltron deck, are we, Ryan?
We don't need to. We just hit them a bunch of times and we win.
All right, okay.
Okay, so you could be down with...
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You could pay 8 mana for an 8 power flying...
Trampler. Yeah. It's pretty good, yeah.
Sweet. Degenerate combo deck. No, because that's not what the Arc of Mono Problematic's about. Sure, we could just stick in whatever XYZ mono-colored combo we want, and that would shore up the weakness of whatever color we're building. But not what we're doing.
Not what we're doing?
No.
What are we doing instead?
You didn't notice. No Bomberman combo in the mono-white list. No infinite draw your deck Lab Maniac in the blue list.
Hey, yeah.
So Razaketh combo in the black list? I don't think so.
Not a chance.
Way more CCO. Way more CCO. Let's see if the first creature can give us a hint as to what the hell we're actually trying to do.
Yes, but before we get to the list, I think we should just reiterate what we're doing with our arc here. So what we're taking is all the colors of Magic, finding the big hole in the game, white card draw, blue board presence. We'll get to blacks in a second. Red's next week's green. You get it. We're going to do that, and we're going to shore up the difficulties that they have in the game without just throwing in artifacts, because artifacts can do everything, or adding a bunch of degenerate infinite combos.
Yeah, and here's the thing. We polled CCO Nation on Twitter, and we put out a post on Facebook asking what you all thought Black's weaknesses were, and by and large, it was kind of synonymous that Black has a hard time dealing with Black and artifacts, right? Big surprise. We expected that to come back, and when Brando says we didn't want to put in artifacts, we're not playing in this deck Meteor Golem, Universal Solvent, Spine of Ishza, All is Dust, Scour from Existence, or Black staples.
Gate to Phyrexia, Dust to Dust, or Ashes to Ashes, whatever the hell.
And CCO staple, Phyrexian Tribute, which actually says destroy target artifact on it.
Neat.
Not playing any of those things, right? So, well, what the hell, right? It's like, we could, if we wanted to play the big Black, what did you call it?
Big Daddy Black.
Big Daddy Black package. The Cabal Coffers, Urborg, Lake of the Dead, Phyrexian Tower. Not playing that either.
Wow.
This deck is starting to sound terrible.
Which is kind of what I think is one of the weaknesses of Black. Like when we were first initially talking about this episode, planning for it, one of the things that I said was that I feel that Black, both in and outside the game, is sort of pay to win. Like you got to pay life to draw cards, you got to pay cards to do stuff, you got to do stuff to draw cards. It's this cyclical thing where Black can kind of do anything. And it's the most capable color of using those big 7 and 10 mana artifacts to fill up the holes in its game. Because if you just pay money, you can have the kind of mana that it takes to play in All Is Dust when other decks are trying to play a Pyroclasm or a Wrath of God.
Yeah, you know what's funny is when we started planning this whole arc, you looked at me and said, what's Black's weakness? Right? Knowing that people would say artifacts and enchantments, you said you can just make the biggest mana and play all of the expensive stuff, like all of the universal stuff, let's call them, after Universal Solvent, which is 7 mana to destroy target permanent, right? A lot of the responses we got was, well, every color in Magic is pay to win. You see competitive EDH, you've got Moxion, you've got Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, even things like doubling cube to double your mana, like your $500 Gaia's Cradle in green, right? Your $100 Force of Wills and Mana Drains in blue, right? Like your Lion's Eye Diamond with Auriok Salvager's Bomberman combo in white. They all exist, but those cards still can't draw cards very good outside of particular competitive strategies. Blue still can't beat down like a Selesnya deck or like a mono red deck might be able to. See next week's mono red list.
Yeah.
If you want to learn how to draw cards, I guess, right?
Or who knows what we're going to do with red?
Who knows?
There's all sorts of things that red can't do.
yeah, screw it. We're skipping it.
Yeah.
Right, so how are we going to do all of those things that Black can do so well? Because Black cheats, and newsflash, it's the best goddamn color in EDH, and if anybody says blue, you're out. Right? How are we going to do it?
Let's illustrate it by talking about this first card, because I think this first card is going to kind of set the tone.
Set the tone. That's what I was going to say.
For what we're going to do for the rest of the episode. And we've talked about him very recently.
Did we?
He was on our
did.
He's on our special Halloween episode because he's scary looking. Archfiend of Despair.
Yeah, it looks like your mother.
Kind of does.
Flying 6/6 for 8.
What?
Now, we know that you've got this thing with 8 drops. Do you think this guy's going to win us the game?
Not by himself, but with some of the other stuff we're going to play later on. Yeah.
Definitely keep an eye out, or an ear out, I guess, for things that are setting life totals or making anybody lose large chunks of life, like this deck is going to do. Your opponents can't gain life. This is his abilities. At the beginning of the end step, each opponent loses life equal to the life that player lost this turn.
So that's an enchantment called
Wound Reflection.
On a 6/6 flying body with players can't gain life attached to it. Or opponents can't gain life. You still can.
I can't complain about a 6/6 flying beater who has Wound Reflection, even if it's 8 mana, because this guy could win us a game.
Correct.
Moving in the opposite direction,
Let's just fall all the way back down the ladder to a card that I super love, Butt Pet.
Or Blood Pet, if you will.
Right.
Blood and butt, synonymous. Don't Google that.
Definitely not.
Black for a 1/1 sack Blood Pet. Add black to your mana pool.
Lovely. How about Erebos, God of the Dead?
Yeah, this guy was going to be our original commandy, but I like Razaketh better. 5/7 for 4 indestructible is an enchantment unless your devotion to black is 5 or greater. So you need to have 5 black pips on all the stuff you control. Your opponents can't gain life. Cool. Black, 1, pay 2 life, draw a card.
That's the black thing. There you are. Paying life. Paying to win. Paying life, drawing cards.
Ooh.
I wonder if we're going to run across that. Are we going to run across that more in the deck? You think?
We might. Here's, just for comparison's sake, artifacts can, within reason, draw cards. So there is your universal card drawers, let's say in white or Boros or red or whatever, right? Blue can draw cards just for paying a mana. Mana's worth a card. Boom, done, right? Black needs to pay in addition, but we have tons of life. We don't always have tons of mana, but we sure as hell have tons of life.
Yeah.
Just wait and see.
All right. How about Fleshbag Marauder?
Enters the battlefield. Each player sacks a creature. Now, we're also playing Merciless Executioner, which is the exact same card, 3/1 for 3, enters the battlefield, everybody sacks a creature, and new from return to whatever, Plague Crafter, 3/2 for 3, when he enters the battlefield, each opponent sacks a creature or a planeswalker. If they can't, they discard a card.
I like him a lot.
So there is a little bit of control built into here, and I just wanted to get them all out of the way at once.
Next up, how about Gaunty, Lord of Luxury? He has a wall of text on him, doesn't he?
He does. I'll summarize. 2/3 Death Touch for 4.
It's all right.
Also, when he enters the battlefield, you can look at the top 4 cards of a player's library, exile one of them, you can cast it whenever you want. Cool. You know what he does for 4 mana and a 2/3 Death Toucher attached? He gets rid of an artifact that's on top of an opponent's library. Now, they might not have one there, but they might.
They might have an enchantment there, too.
Yeah, they might have an enchantment there. They might have a removal spell there that gets an artifact or an enchantment, right?
Yeah.
So maybe he does that.
Weird. One of my favorite guys, Sex Parasite.
Or Hex Parasite.
Right.
Don't Google that. That's a good one. He's a 1/1 for 1. You pay X and Phyrexian black. So that's black or 2 life. You remove X counters from a permanent.
He's a Planeswalker Eater.
And then for each one that you remove, you put a +1/+1 on him, right?
No, he just gets +1/+0 till end of turn.
Oh, so he turns into a big.
Yeah.
So he's a Planeswalker Eater, or we could just pay X is 0 and pay Phyrexian black, so 2 life, and activate him like 25 times.
Yeah, we could totally do that if we wanted to. Why do we want to do that?
Who knows?
Maybe because we have a Magus of the Mirror. We'll get to that later. How about Memnite?
1/1 for 0.
Ornithopter.
A 0/2 for 0.
Phyrexian Walker.
A 0/3 for 0. I think he's the best one.
So we're playing a bunch of Cheerios crap. How about Phyrexian Gargantua?
Ooh, 4/4 when he enters the battlefield, draw 2, lose 2.
Neat. How about Phyrexian Rager?
Ooh, one of my favorites. As anybody who watched our top 10 on YouTube would know, when he enters the battlefield, he's a 2/2 for 3, draw a card, lose a life.
He's like half the thing.
Yeah, he's 1/2 of Phyrexian Gargantua.
How about Scourge Familiar?
So we've drawn a few cards already, right?
Just a couple.
With the creatures that ETB. Okay. Scourge Familiar, 5-drop, 3/2 flyer. Don't care. You discard a card to get a black mana. I like it.
That art is totally rad also.
Yeah, Ron Spencer's my favorite artist.
There he is.
Yeah.
All right, how about a Wall of Butts?
Or blood, if you will.
Right.
0/2 for 3. Pay 1 life. Wall of Blood gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Or +35/+35 until end of turn.
There we are, tanking our life total again. Why are we doing that, Ryan?
We're playing black. We can do whatever we want.
Speaking of tanking life totals or toughness going down, how about a Tree of Perdition?
4-drop Defender, 0/13.
What the hell?
Okay. Tap. Exchange target opponent's life total with Tree of Perdition's toughness.
That's a 27-point life swing for all of you kids keeping the maths at home.
So if you lost 27 life and there was an Archfiend of Despair in play, at the end of turn you would just die.
Ha!
Right? Because when I set your life total to 13, which is Tree of Perdition's toughness, you've lost 27 life. Even though it doesn't say that you've done that, that's what you've done. And then you just lose 27 more at the end of turn. See ya.
I like that a lot.
Okay.
I see what's happening here. We've tanked our life total. We're at 2. And then
2. Bitch, please. We go to 1 every time.
So we're at 1. And then we play our Magus of the Mirror.
Yes.
Oh my god.
This is a throwback to Mirror Universe from Legends, I think. Anyways, 6-drop, 4/2, tap, sack Magus of the Mirror, exchange life totals with target opponent. Activate this only during your upkeep. Don't care. So
That's so bad.
we exchanged life totals. How much are they at? Okay, it's turn 6 because we're not playing Big Daddy Black mana package. It's turn 6. They're at 35. We're at 2. Yeah, I'll take that exchange every single time.
Yeah, that's a thing.
So how do we do that? How do we get there? How do we draw this guy? How do we, because we're not tutoring them. We're not a bunch of degenerate assholes.
We're not paying to win by paying for all of the super expensive tutors that we could use to then find our combo. We got to do it a more roundabout way.
We got to do it old school way, but not so old school that we can jam 25 demonic tutors in the same deck old school.
Oh, those are the days, hey?
Dang.
Those are the days when people used to pay $5 for a Black Lotus just so that they could have them in case they wanted to play them later. Because those were days that actually happened. Now, given that what we're talking about, we're going to look at the sorceries before the instance, because that's where a lot of the card draw that we're talking about is nestled. So let's start with Ambition's Cost.
Now remember, life tank. So how we're going to do this, quick hit CCO style, I'm going to give you a number. That's how much life you lose and how many cards you draw.
Oh, I like that.
Okay?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Ambition's Cost.
3.
Ancient Craving.
3.
Decree of Pain.
All the creatures, and you draw that many.
Infernal Contract.
Half your life, and you draw 4.
Night's Whisper.
2.
Read the Bones.
2.
Sign in Blood.
2.
Siphon Mind.
All your opponents discard a card, you draw that many.
So we're going to get back to some more of those in the instance.
Yes.
But let's look at a couple more sorceries real quick. We got some less expensive ramp in stuff like Bubbling Muck.
Bubbling Muck, that is a mana doubler for your swamps. It's like Black High Tide.
Yeah, Sorcery Speed High Tide. We're also playing... Is there anything? What the... Cruel Entertainment?
Dude.
What the hell?
We're not such jerks that we're going to play Mindslaver, but if I choose player A and player B to choose or to take each other's turns for each other, I'm cool with it. So you choose a player and another player. The first player takes the other player's turn. The other player takes the first player's turns on their next turns for 7 mana.
Right.
You Mindslaver 2 different people, but they Mindslaver each other.
And you can target yourself, though, right? So if you really wanted to actually Mindslaver a dude, you could give your turn to somebody.
I guess, but...
I don't know why you'd ever want to do that.
Remember that we've got that Magus of the Mirror? What if we set somebody's life total at whatever and gave them the first Mindslaver turn? They're going to control somebody else's turn and not swing at them. And we've just switched life totals, so we got lots. So they might not hit us. They might hit the 4th player. Then the 4th player goes and kills the 1st player. And then the other guy who gets a Mindslaver turn doesn't get a turn now because the other guy that took the first Mindslaver turn's dead. It's
That's so dirty.
It makes so many different weird game interactions. It's like crazy. No matter what you do, if you pick people that have like 2 or 3 life, there's only going to maybe be 1 Mindslaver turn, or the 2 guys that are at 2 or 3 life that are Mindslavering each other might attack the 4th player at the table. Or if they attack us, we don't care because we're at full health. Dang, I want to play Pestilence in this deck now.
I love that card.
Moving on.
All right, we're also playing Exsanguinate.
So Exsanguinate, no Big Daddy Black, no 35-point Exsanguinates. Nuh-uh, 3-point Exsanguinates when we switch life totals.
Nice.
Yes.
I dig it. How about Head Games?
Head Games is another way to eliminate artifacts and enchantments. So, for 5 mana, target opponent puts the cards from his or her hand onto the top of his or her library. Then we get to search that library for that many cards. Then the player puts those cards into their hand. Then they shuffle. So We look at their hand. It's got 7 cards in it. Okay, some are land, some are non-lands. We don't care. Their mana flooded. Here's 7 more land.
Nice.
Or their mana screwed.
Here's every 10 drop.
Here's all your Eldrazi and every 10 drop and every fucking X spell.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that card. How about Infernal Contract? We already talked about that one. How about Life's Finale?
Kind of the same thing. Destroy all creatures, then search target opponent's library for up to 3 creatures and put them into the graveyard. Some people are real soft on this card because you could be putting cards into graveyards to be reanimated or whatever, but you're also not going to be able to draw or search for those creatures because they're going to be in your graveyard.
F this card. Cut it. I'm soft on it now, too.
I still like it.
Stupid card.
It highlights the theme of searching people's decks.
Ooh, like with Praetor's Grasp.
Yeah, 3 mana. Search for a card from an opponent's library, face down. You can cast it whenever you want.
Nice.
You can cast it whenever you'd normally be able to cast it.
Another good way of getting their artifacts or their enchantments.
Yeah, we get their soul ring and make them crawl.
How about Repay in Kind?
Oh, baby. This is a game winner with your Archfiend of Despair. So 7 mana. Each player's life total becomes the lowest life total among all players. Remember that, 3-point exsanguinate? No. We'll just, draw down, pay down to 1 life, repay in kind.
We'll wall of blood ourselves to 1.
Make everybody at 1. Exsanguinate for 1.
Yeah. Nice.
We gain life up to 4. They all die.
How about Sadistic Sacrament?
Black. Search for 3 cards. Exile them from an opponent's library. If you kicked it for 7, so 10 mana total investment, but you get to search for 15 cards.
That would end a player's night.
That would be like every single Wrath in Jesse's deck, or every combo piece in my deck, or every piece of whatever you want to get from your Krenko deck, or your Norn the Wary deck.
Oh, that'd be awful. You just get all my enchantments. I can't even play my deck anymore.
All your enchantments. You wouldn't play any of them. No Perforos, no Impact Tremors, no Possibility Storm. You can't win.
That's the worst.
So what do? You just scoop when you kick a Sadistic Sacrament against a combo player. You just end their night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sadistic Sacrament shuts off combo decks at the price of 10 mana.
How about Sickening Dreams?
Sickening Dreams is another win con. So black 1, as an additional cost, discard X cards. So we've already drawn a ton of cards.
Definitely.
Right? And Sickening Dreams deals X damage to each creature and each player. So it acts as a pseudo Wrath if you're just going to discard 4 or 5 cards to it. Everybody takes 4 or 5 and all creatures take 4 or 5. But if your hand has 20 cards in it, you just Sickening Dreams for 20, kill the whole table. Because everybody's at low life because you've switched lives or you've repaid in kind, and then you just add something to that you're going to see later. So we don't die, that is.
Correct. That's very important. How about Tassiger's Cruelty?
Here's a little control sub-theme to go along with our Fleshbag Marauders. This is a 6-drop, but it's got Delve. So you can delve shit out of your graveyard to make it cost black.
We're discarding cards. It's fine.
Yeah. If we don't have Reliquary Tower that I forgot to put in the list. Dang.
Now, here's a card that I like. I
didn't actually say what I did.
Okay, sorry.
Tassiger's Cruelty. Each opponent discards 2 cards for essentially black.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Here's one that I really like. I don't know if it's actually good in EDH, but I like this card a lot, and I would totally play it. I'm happy you are. Temporal Extortion.
3 reasons this is in here. Okay, reason 1. I wanted to highlight some of the off-the-beaten-path black cards that I think are good, like Tassiger's Cruelty, like Temporal Extortion. Reason number 2. It lets you take an extra turn in black.
What the hell?
So, black. Take an extra turn after this one. Ooh, when you play Temporal Extortion, any player may pay half his or her life, rounded up. If a player does, counter Temporal Extortion. So if they're at 2 and they pay... Oh, edit that out. Reason number 3. If I don't need an extra turn, I can pay half of my own life to counter that spell, and I lose a large chunk of life that I can then switch with an opponent to potentially kill them with our next card comboed with Razaketh.
And our next card is Tendrils of Agony.
Target player loses 2 life, you gain 2 life, and it has Storm. So remember those 0 drops and the rituals like the Bubbling Muck that you said we'd get back to? Bubbling Muck doubles your swamps, and all of the 0 drops, you can pay 2 life, sack a creature to find a 0 drop, cast it, sack it, pay 2 life, find a 0 drop, cast it, pay 2 life, find a 0 drop, cast it. You've cast all these spells. Find your ritual, find your ritual, find your ritual. Tendrils of Agony. You guys are all at 3 or 4 life because I've switched you life totals. Now my Tendrils of Agony with a storm count of like 5 kills you all.
It's enough.
I love it.
I like that a lot too. Now here's Toxic Deluge.
Toxic Deluge. All creatures get minus 39, minus 39. Switch life totals. You go to 1. Exsanguinate you for 1. You die.
Yeah. Yeah, we're dirty here at
Yes!
CCOPodcast. This is the black deck through and through, isn't it? All right, let's talk some instants. Okay, last sorcery. Vicious Rumors.
1 black mana. Toxic Deluge. All creatures get minus 39, minus 39. Switch life totals. Vicious Rumors deals 1 damage to each opponent. Each opponent also discards a card. So each opponent discards a card too, remember. And then puts the top card of their library into your graveyard. And then I gain 1 life.
Jesus.
It's like kind of like pox or smallpox.
It's
But
really
this
smallpox.
This one's really smallpox. It gets everybody's card, and it also gets you when you're at 1.
Instance?
Instance. Bang through them.
Bang through them. Here we go.
These are the other things that you have to kind of chain together with your Razaketh.
Let's do the rituals first. Cabal Ritual.
That's get 3 or get 5 if you have Threshold.
Culling the Weak.
Sack a creature, get 4.
Dark Ritual.
Get 3. Black mana, that is. We didn't say that.
Songs of the Damned.
Get a black for each creature in your graveyard. You play that one after you've sacrificed everything to Razaketh.
Here's a strange one from a strange set. Stunning Reversal.
Love it. 4 mana. The next time you would lose the game, a la paying all of your life down to 0, your life total goes to 1 instead, because that's actually what we wanted at. Then we draw 7 cards.
You draw 7 cards.
Then we just draw 7 cards.
You draw 7 cards.
You just draw 7 cards.
In response to me losing the game, I'll draw 7 cards.
I'll just draw 7 cards.
Stunning.
Yeah, dude. I love that card.
All right, what else we got for instance here? We got 2 more. We got Necrologia.
Yeah, 5 mana for an instant. So you can only cast it on like on your end step. Don't care. Additional cost, pay any amount of life.
What?
We could pay 40 and then Stunning Reversal. And then we draw 40 cards, then we draw 7 more cards. What in the actual hell is going on?
What game are we playing?
And you know how many monies we paid for that? Like a grand total of like the $2 that Stunning Reversal cost me when I bought it in GP Vegas when I called it the wrong card because I needed it for my Atraxa deck. Hashtag Atraxable, hashtag weird dirtbags. F everybody. Last card.
What does Necrology actually do? Pay any amount of life.
Draw any amount of cards.
And that guy's really excited to be whittling that wood.
He is whittling wood. Do not Google excited to whittle wood.
Correct. Last instant. Dash Hopes.
Counter a spell unless somebody pays 5 life. Well, if they're at 2, they're not going to be paying 5. So I get to counter their spell for black.
I love it.
I just like that card. That's another one that I just like.
I know we got some stinkers and some great stuff here in the enchantment section. Where would you like to start, Ryan?
I disagree, sir. We have only great stuff that are mostly stinkers in other people's mind's eyes.
Like me. Let's just start off. Let me just prove you wrong with this first card.
Go ahead and try.
Argul's Bloodfast.
I thought you loved this card. That's why I put it in there. Black, pay 2 life, draw a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 5 or less life, you may. I repeat, you may transform it. We never will. Who gives a shit? It has greed on it. We draw cards. We lose life. All the things that we want to do.
I guess in this deck it's pretty good. I just don't like it because you have to be at 5. I don't like it because you have to be at 5.
We would never want to flip it.
I don't want to be at 5. I just want to play Diamond Valley.
That's what it flips to.
Yeah.
We don't want to be at 5 in this deck. We want to be at 1.
Are you playing Diamond Valley in this deck?
No. Remember the deck, the budget, the black
Right,
budget thing?
right. No paying to win. Check. Okay, next up, we have Creeping Dread.
Creeping Dread. Wall of Text. 4 mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, discard a card. Each opponent also... At the beginning of your upkeep, each player discards a card. Each opponent who discarded a card that shares a card type with you also loses 3 life.
So if you pitch a creature and they pitch a creature, they lose 3.
Yeah, I guess. I like it because you could like gamble. Hey, you just shred their hand with your other stuff and you're like, what did they want to keep? I have 25 cards in my hand. I'm going to try sorcery. And you get them. And they lose 3 when they're at 3 life.
Speaking of greed, we're playing Greed.
Yeah, black and then pay 2 life to draw a card.
How about Necropotence?
That's Greed's older brother. Pay a life, draw a card, essentially.
Phyrexian Arena.
Enchantment during your upkeep. Pay a life, draw a card.
Love the art on this one. The Eldest Reborn.
Yeah, this is a saga from Dominaria, 5 mana. When it gets its first story counter? Lore
Scroll counter? Some kind of
verse
counter.
You get a counter on it, and each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. You get the second counter during your next upkeep. Each opponent discards a card. There's another little bit of hand sculpting for us. Get your third thing. Put target creature or planeswalker from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control.
That's pretty cool.
I like that. It gets anything from anywhere. You got to wait for it, but you're also controlling the board while you're at it.
It's a lore counter if anybody gives a shit. We kind of don't, but here's a card that you will give a shit about. Underworld Connections.
That is black 1, like Phyrexian Arena, enchant land. That's unique. Enchanted land has tap, pay 1 life, draw a card.
Nice.
Yeah, 1 life for 1 card. That seems to be the growing rate, right? Like that's the premium rate.
Now let's talk about cards that are incredible.
Yes.
Let's blow some minds.
Hold on a sec. Let me preface this card with, remember that we're drawing lots of cards in this deck, right? You remember that? Okay.
And then we play Words of Waste.
This is my favorite Words of card, by the way. Originally a 5-color cycle in Onslaught. Enchantment, so other black decks aren't going to be able to get it. Black 2, and its ability is 1. The next time you would draw a card this turn, each opponent discards a card instead. So if we're like, whatever, I'm going to just draw 5 cards and lose a bunch of life. Don't care about the life. I'm just going to draw 5. Just kidding. I'm going to pay 5 and everybody discard 5.
Wow.
I'm going to pay 5 and make all you suckers discard 15 cards in total. There's some hand sculpting.
I'm going to take a shower real quick. Hang on. Came back.
That is a dirty ass card.
Shit. Let's talk artifacts. Let's just get that taste out of our mouths, and we'll talk about some artifacts.
We've got some mana rocks, and then we've got some more extraction and deck sculpting type things that go in this deck. So why don't you blow through the mana rocks real quick?
Charcoal Diamond, Commander's Sphere, Sol Ring, Mind Stone, and sort of Mirage Mirror, but Mirage Mirror could be your Magus of the Mirror every turn, or if it was a Mimic Vat, it could be all kinds of other things.
Oh, Mimic Vat. It could also be your Soul Conduit, which is just like your Magus of the Mirror. It's a 6-drop artifact. You pay 6 and tap it. Just tap it. No sacrifice here. 2 target players exchange life totals. So there's a redundancy, and that Mirage Mirror acts as another version of those exchanging life total things.
So if you were to invest some money in some land to do lots of big mana, you could theoretically Soul Conduit 2 players and make them both just have shitty days.
That's right. And I guess that's why I included the everybody sacks stuff and everybody discards a bunch of cards sub-theme as to draw the game out as long as I could until I had lots of mana. And that's also the reason I included those rituals in addition to the Razaketh combo, like Storm almost combo with Tendrils.
Let's talk about a couple other notable includes here. We have a Phyrexian Processor.
Dude. 4 mana. Enters the battlefield, pay any amount of life. However much you want. 39.
Sure.
Pay 4, tap it. Put a 39/39 minion into play. Deal with this, sucker. So 8 mana and whatever, 39 life, who cares? Get a 39.
Now you say, swords that I dare you.
Swords that I dare you. I'll just make another one. Yeah, or I'll just soul conduit you and I'll dink you to death with my Phyrexian Rager, and this 39 just for show.
All right, now these I think these cards are underplayed.
Ooh,
and I mean we'll talk about that later. Maybe we're playing both Jester's Mask and Jester's Cap.
Yeah. Okay. So Jester's Cap is it's an artifact. You sacrifice it. You search target player's library for 3 cards, exile them. And Jester's Mask is 5-drop and 1 mana, and sacrifice it. And you get to head games somebody, which is they put their hand on top of their library, and then you give them a new hand of that many cards. So both of them are all in with like casting it and ability, 6 mana total, but you're going to remove their combo or see their hand and potentially give them something way worse, depending on the situation.
Depending. Now let's talk about this for a second. From the Dark.
Oh, baby. This is Mr. the Dark to you.
We have Mr. the Dark Sphere.
The Dark Sphere is a 0-drop, so you don't need any extra mana when you're Razakething it to just cast it, and then you sacrifice it, and you prevent half the damage dealt to you by any single source.
Rounded down.
Don't care. We prevent half of the damage from Sickening Dreams when we discard 25 cards to it.
Ha!
And then we take 12 and our opponents all die.
Yeah.
That's if we weren't going on the Soul Conduit switch your life total route. If we just want the Sickening Dreams after we Necropotenced like 25 cards into our hand. And then one of those cards is like Sickening Dreams. Discard everything else, so you all die.
Yeah, that's awesome. And lastly, and surely not leastly, I hate this guy, but he belongs here. He belongs in this deck. And he is Soren Markov.
6-drop, 4 loyalty. You plus him. You deal 2 damage to target creature or player. You gain 2 life. Now, this could kill somebody if you soul conduited them, but the real reason he belongs in here, -3, target opponent's life total becomes 10.
Which is pretty bad on its own. If you have your Archfiend of Despair in play, that makes them lose 30 more life at the end of the turn.
That's right. Or if by the end of the game that we've drawn out through regular mono-black control, we drop a Soren, regular mono-black control, we drop a Razaketh, we sack a creature, we go through our tutor chain with Razaketh, get all the creatures in the yard, we Bubbling Muck, we do all that stuff to get big black mana for cheap, not with the land. Songs of the Damned, find our Soren, set somebody to 10, sack a creature, find our Tendrils of Agony, and then storm them to death.
I love that.
Yeah, so you could just kill somebody with Soren, old school mono black combo style.
As for the land package, we're playing, of course, the cycle lands as you do tend to do in your monocolored decks because you got room for those. We're playing a Cabal Stronghold. It's a cheaper, crappier version of Cabal Coffers. Of note, we're playing a Buried Ruin. That will get some of your artifacts back because probably your Soul Conduit's going to eat shit. Buried Conduit lets you unearth that shit.
Buried Ruin gets your conduit. Buried Conduit. I like that. That's what we're going to call it.
Buried
Conduit combo.
Yeah.
Sure,
let's just go with that. And the other land is Glacial Chasm. Saves you from your Sickening Dreams.
It prevents all damage that would be dealt to you.
Yeah, and it stops creatures from attacking. So
the other thing that it does is cumulative upkeep, pay 2 life. So we could just let this stick around and nobody can do anything to our life total except us.
That's awesome.
So we could, it's not a hard lock because we have to keep paying 2 life, 4 life, 6 life. But we want to be doing that.
That's what we're doing anyway.
So eventually it's like, it's like my 6th turn with my Glacial Chasm. I guess I'll pay 12. Ha 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 ha. Soul Conduit. Switch life with you? Die? Right?
Oh, I love it. So that's the deck.
I like it. I actually like it.
I dig it too. That's fun. I dig it.
Here's the quick hits. So here's the thing. Card draw. Instances of card draw in this deck. 21.
Jesus.
And they make us lose life. That's great.
We're loving it.
We've got some mass removal with the discard package. We've got a couple targeted removals. We've got 10 instances of ramp, mana dorks, or rituals. And then we've got extraction effects. That's how we're getting rid of artifacts and enchantments. 6 of them. The masks and the caps and the head games. Then life total chunk cards. Or cards that let us pay chunks of life, I guess. 15 of them. We're not going to have life for very long.
No, 40
Screw
life, it's a resource, and we're going to use it. Turn it into cards and wins.
Absolutely.
That, Ryan, sounds like a strength of the deck.
Yes. Should we go into strengths and or weaknesses?
Let's do that.
Okay, strengths. Uses life as a resource to draw lots of cards.
More than any other deck I think we've ever done over the course of the show.
Oh, yeah. We don't care about anything. F my life. That's what this deck should be called.
This deck could be called Nihilist Arby's.
I don't know what that means.
That's my favorite Twitter account. It's Nihilist Arby's.
Shilling for somebody from Arby's.
No, it's not from Arby's. Nihilism is where like life is meaningless and it's the worst. If you get nihilist toothpaste, it would have no color and no taste.
It's like brushing your teeth with baking soda.
Less.
Moving on.
Yes.
Lays back until it needs to control with some discard, or lays back until it wins.
I like that.
I don't know if that's a strength or a weakness, but I'm calling it a strength.
I think it gives you a good political advantage. If you have a deck that can just kind of bust out and win for the first few times you play it, it gives you that political advantage. Like, nah, leave me alone, guys, I'm not doing anything.
Nobody's going to sit across the table from you and say to your buddies, hey, he's got his Urborg and his Cabal coffers. Get him.
Yeah.
He's going to combo with Lake of the Dead and sack all his lands and then get them all back.
Nobody's going to say that because you can't do that.
Nobody's saying that with this $150 pile of garbage. Okay, next strength. We're not paying to win. We're playing and it's $160 right on the money.
All of these cards, you could go out to your card store right now and pick them up, I bet.
Very much so.
I'll bet you could build this deck in a weekend if you just made the rounds to the stores and talked to your friends. And that's pretty effing cool. Because it's going to be way easier to get an Archfiend of Despair than it's going to be to get your buddy to trade you his Cabal coffers.
Yeah. So check this. Plays janky CCO style cards. Big deal. All of our decks do that. This is what you get out of that. This is my strength. Combo kills the table and kills combo at the table.
Oh, I like that.
And those are different things.
Yes, it is.
We're extracting cards out of the combo player's deck, so they can't combo us. And we can combo kill them. And we're not playing big mana black. We're not playing Moxes, Mana Crypts, Mana Vaults. F all that shit, as you say.
I would also feel really good, just as a corner case scenario, if we could somehow find somebody who's playing Aetherflux Reservoir who has 49 life and then switch life totals with him just before he does that dirtbag shit. That'd feel so good.
Yeah, you hate that card. I love that card. I wish that card was in here, but we're not playing a life gain deck.
Definitely not. That card would serve no purpose here. Unless, of course, you're going to steal somebody's life total, kill somebody else, and then give that life total away to somebody else.
Oh, dude. What if we stole somebody's life total who is at more than 50? What if we could give life total away? Like, what if we could make people gain life and then we steal it?
Then we're playing Golgari, and then we're outside the arc. We'll do that in another episode.
Okay.
Teaser.
Weaknesses. You're literally killing yourself.
If you've ever sat at a table of Magic and said, well, I guess I'll just die. That's what you're doing.
That's what you're going to say to yourself every single turn.
Yeah, with a big smile on your
I
face.
guess I'll just die. Okay. Not taking advantage of Black's tutors, big mana, big money, all of that stuff. I don't think we need to beat that to death any longer. Like we said before the show, if you want your coffers, Lake of the Dead, Phyrexian Tower, Urborg Tomb to Yawgmoth, you're looking at like $100 and some bucks, $200 if you're looking at like your Caged Sun and your Gauntlet of Power and your doubling cube to double all your black mana, and then another $500 for your Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Lotus Petal, Moxen, all that stuff. Lion's Eye Diamond, don't even go there, right?
You know, like everybody can do that. Black just has a little bit more, specifically in the land category where you can do that.
And it definitely would make this deck better if we were doing all of those things.
But we're not.
Yeah, F that. Not playing graveyard shenanigans. Now that could be a thing, but remember we are tutoring on a stick with Razaketh, so we're drawing lots of cards, and if we just happen to draw all our 0-drop creatures, we can just cast them and just sacrifice them to tutor with Razaketh. So there is some built-in redundancy that we might not need to reanimate stuff. So it's kind of a weakness because Black is so good at playing with the graveyard, but we don't need to.
You're not taking advantage of a strength, and that typically is a weakness.
Yeah, very much so. Should we move into your favorite section and our giveaway?
You mean card of the week?
Yes, very much so. I was actually struggling because there's so many cards in here that I really like this week.
What'd you settle on?
Get this. Theme of the deck. Life, card. 1-for-1, premium.
What card does that, Ryan?
The granddaddy of card equals life. Necropotence.
Necropotence.
Foil Necropotence, and not the From the Vault one that's curled in half and looks like a hot dog bun.
Yes, we promise.
We're not going to do that.
No, we're not going to do that to you. We'll find you a good one.
Yeah. So, definitely any YouTube videos, including the video version of this podcast that goes onto YouTube, subscribe to us, get yourself entered for Altar, get yourself entered for Card of the Week giveaway for this arc with a subscribe, and a comment will get you entered to the giveaway as well.
And so far on the pile, in case you haven't been keeping track, we've got a Cathar's Crusade, we've got a Cyclonic Rift, and now a Necropotence.
Iconic in those colors.
I hope so.
I think so, man. You know what? Just on Tuesday, I actually just won with a Cathar's Crusade.
Yeah, you did.
And you guys were like, oh, yeah, Ryan, he's not doing anything. He's just got a couple tokens or whatever, right? Yeah, sacked my dude, got like 8 things. All my things became 9/9s, killed everyone.
Do you know why you won that game, Ryan? Do you know why you won? Because I did not go against my ingrained in my DNA instinct to always kill Jesse first. Because I knew I should have killed you first. I knew I should have, because your deck is so goddamn dirty. But I left you alive because Jesse was sitting right there. And I had so many giant dudes, and it's how it works. It's how life works. I have to have big dudes, and I kill Jesse with them. That's how it works. Every time.
Very much so.
And I definitely could have killed you instead, but I didn't.
Good on you.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to just be true to who you are.
Jesse had Cyclonic Rift in that deck too, guaranteed.
Definitely did. And he was playing like mono white.
Stupid Jesse.
Son of a bitch.
Milk list?
Everybody loves the milk list.
Okay, the milk list, as per EDHREC.com, is the most popular cards in each converted mana cost today, mono black, or as the kids say, mono black.
Or Big Daddy Black.
I feel like they only say that if they're playing Cards Against Humanity.
It's a card game.
I don't like it very much. Okay, at the 0-drop slot, Everflowing Chalice.
It's never there. We never play that card.
Also not playing the other 0-drop Mana Crypt, too many monies.
Yep.
And Walking Ballista, while we could to do that Razaketh Tutor package storm thing, we could.
Yeah.
It's like $22. F that.
Too much.
1-drop slot. Soul Ring. Not a chance.
Balls that.
What's the other 1-drop? Dark Ritual.
We are playing
We
that
are
one.
playing that. And we're okay with this. We're okay with this because we do have to make some mana.
We're still playing things that cost 8.
Very much so. 2-drop slot. Jet Medallion.
Not playing it.
It was like $9. Balls that. Phyrexian Arena 3.
Yeah.
Yes. Cryptghast.
That's another mana doubler in black.
Yeah.
Not playing it.
Part of the Big Daddy Black package. We're not doing it even if it's only like a couple bucks. F that. We're not doing it. We said we're not doing it. We're not doing it.
Correct.
Gray Merchant of Ass Mouth.
No, now that you've said it like that, we probably should be playing it. It probably would go okay in the deck because you'd only need your commander and him to just waste everybody.
Yeah, you would. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so maybe there's room for him in here.
Oh, actually, yeah, because if everybody's like no life,
Yeah.
and then you just Razaketh's got 3 blacks,
And he's got 2, so that's
and
5.
that's
everybody.
5. Everybody dies. Okay, good. That's good, but we're not doing it. Nope. Cage Sun at 6.
Nope.
Not doing it. 7-drop slot. Runescarred Demon.
Nope.
Not doing it. It's a tutor. We don't need that. 8-drop. Decree of Pain.
That one we're playing.
We are. Got to kill all the creatures. Got to draw lots of cards. 9. In Garrick's Wake.
Nope.
Dread Cacodemon at
Nope.
10. Ulamog.
Nope.
It the Betrays.
Nope.
Emrakul.
Nope.
Draco.
Why? No, but why?
No.
He's in one deck.
Frick.
Right.
How many milkless matches? 3?
3.
It's pretty good.
That's not too bad.
Spice Calculator?
Spice Calculator.
Okay. We will tell you scientifically how spicy this deck is through math.
Math is science.
Popularity on EDHREC.com. 218 lists only.
Wow.
Razaketh goes in the 99. It's easy to find him and get him into your graveyard, then reanimate him.
I just want to point out, he has fewer lists than Phage the Untouchable.
Oh, lordy. You can't even cast her. Oh, man, I love her. I love her lots. Razaketh, like him more, though. We're brothers from other mothers. 23rd down the list of mono black commandees.
It doesn't. Nah. Actually, it does surprise me. He's a tutor on a stick. He's a giant beater. I'm surprised he's not higher.
Yeah, he's good.
Give him time.
Average CMC, 3.39.
It's about where you want to live in a game of Casual Commander.
Definitely. Critical turn, 5 or 6. Could be like 3 or 4, but no, balls that.
Correct.
Optimal game size. Now, 4-player, 3-player, you can only switch life totals so many times before people start wising up. Like, there's only one repay in kind, so you can only kind of set everybody's life total at something once. Other things are like Soul Conduit or Magus of the Mirror, where you have to like switch and then pay a bunch of life again, then switch again. So it's kind of hard. So the smaller the game, I think, the better.
And Magus of the Mirror also only works on your upkeep, so the timing's got to be right on that one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Tutors, 1 in Razaketh.
Repeatable, but it still only counts once.
Correct. Uniqueness rating. Cards.
Black even cheats at the spice calculator.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Uniqueness rating. Cards different than the stock list on EDHREC.com. 40.
Nice.
You know what the stock list plays for Razaketh and every mono black list? Every big mana black card.
Arcana Reverend, Kane's Son, Crypt Gas.
Every black tutor. He didn't even dignify those with real words, people.
Did not.
Excellent. We're not playing 40 of those things.
No, we're not.
Uniqueness rating? 58.
Passed the 50 test.
Yeah, and nobody could see, but Brando actually threw his hands up in the air like Daniel Bryan.
I do that when I'm excited about something.
Very much so. So, spicy list, I guess. Fun combo. Good milk list.
A deck that you're not going to see coming or will probably see happen again.
Yeah, this might be like a 1 or 2 type of night deck. Then you take it apart because people are going to wise up. Maybe that's a weakness of the deck is you're not going to get a lot of mileage out of it. But it's also the kind of thing that you take to like a Commander Championship tournament just to surprise everybody at the table. You win the vote for best or funniest, coolest deck. You're going to surprise take down actual good decks because you're going to be like, hey, Kess or Zur, switch me, die. Final thought of the day?
Final thought of the day. Before I start on that, remember everybody to stop by our YouTube page to like, share, subscribe, smash that like button, as the children say, to get entered into our new giveaway, our supplemental giveaways, which will all be detailed on CommanderCookout.com at a later date. As far as this deck goes, I was very excited to do this episode because it is something that I am very into talking about when it comes to Magic, which is the kind of pay-to-win philosophy, and I'm glad that we took that and made it into something fun, where, yeah, you're still paying to win, but you're paying life and cards to win instead of money. And that's just tremendous, and I think that this deck will be a lot of fun if and when Ryan actually puts it together. I think he kind of will, based on the look on his face right now. And I'm pumped to see how it does. And if any of you guys out there have a deck like this, or would like to build a deck like this, I would love to hear how it turns out, because I think it does really take the stigma that is mono black being combo and dirty and too powerful and turning it into something that's just super fun and kind of janky. And on top of all of that, if you like everything that we said you could do with this deck, but you want to do it on turn 2, you can just take $2,000 down to your local game store, drop it on the counter, they'll give you some cards, and you can do it that way.
Balls that.
The last thing I'll say before we go is, remember, thank you to all of our patrons for all of your support over the last year, I suppose. You've allowed us to do some really cool stuff, including our semi-regular YouTube uploads. So be on the lookout on our YouTube page on Friday for a new video. And if you're thinking about becoming a patron, you're in a situation where you could do that, we would super enjoy that as well. Get yourself entered into our super special, tiers of Christmas giveaways. Get yourself some sweet altars to either put in somebody's special stocking or to put into your favorite Commander deck.
Put into special stocking. Final don't Google of the day.
It's Christmas. Google it if you want. I don't care. And on that note, we're going to do Mono Red next week. So we've done Ryan's favorite. We're going to do my favorite next week on the next episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!